Well, we're all only here for a short time, relative
Yeah, I
terms.
mean,
So
that's
yeah,
yes.
we're just here to give
And
people a little more time. That's all.
I mean, and that's what matters the most though in our, I think, in all of our heads is, what are we going to do with that time and how are we going to spend it, and having people who care enough to have also the bravery and courage to go and do that, because that sounds like a very mentally taxing environment.
It is. It's also the most important thing that I could say because I'm assuming this is going to be said to quite a few people. Um,
Yes.
yeah. So most important thing to anybody listening is that there is. I know there's a large majority of you out there who feel the same way I do, who love to help people. But the most important thing is to know your limits. If you know you can't do something that it's going to be too much on you, don't, because you cannot look after other people until you look after yourself. Make sure you know your limits before you move forward, and make sure that you can look after yourself before you can look after other people. It's as simple as that. Don't feel bad for it. Don't feel bad for being selfish about it. You have to be selfish about it, because otherwise you can't help anybody else. That's it.
I mean, absolutely. That's the nail on the head right there. I mean, and I feel like often people throw around a lot of the phrases of, like, you can't help someone before you help yourself, and that's, for some people, that's not enough explanation. It's and you did a good job, pretty much explaining it. It's, if you can't take care of yourself, you cannot help another person. If you're drowning, and they teach you this when you go to be a lifeguard, don't swim up to the person and drag them to the bank, because they're just going to drown you if they're already drowning, you know so you have to help them kind of from afar and get them to kind of help themselves.
Exactly.
That, like you were saying before, with the motivation, you got to motivate the person that they can get better and be okay. They just have to see it. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
and it's definitely really important to also know your limits, and set your boundaries when you figure out your limits. Understand that this is as far as I can go, and I cannot go past this right now, because
Absolutely.
often we bite off more than we can chew.
We all do. It's
Yeah.
it's not something you can learn or have somebody tell you. You just have to experience it yourself and then realize within yourself that's as far as I can go.
Yeah, I mean, how do you learn to ride a bike? How do you learn to walk? You have to fall in order to learn what it feels like to fall, to prevent yourself from falling.
Absolutely, yeah.